Welcome to the Modern SD. I'm Coraline, your host, and this is the podcast where we keep it real about life as an esthetician. Each week, I'll share tips, lessons, and motivations to help you grow your business and thrive in this amazing industry. Whether you're just starting out or looking for a boost, this is your space to get inspired and level up. Let's dive in and get into today's episode. Hey girlies, welcome back to the Modern SD. I'm so happy you are here today listening again. Today's episode I'm really excited about. We're going to be getting real about the struggles that no one tells you about when it comes to building a beauty business. Those moments where you're hustling day and night online and in person, dealing with clients and trying to keep up with social media, doing everything you can, but then you're not seeing the results, or you're not feeling successful, or, you're not making money. But in today's episode, it's all about why it takes time to build a business, how to stay motivated when success feels out of reach, and what you can do to keep pushing even when it's tough. So grab your coffee, get comfy, and let's jump right in. So here's the deal. Building a beauty business is not a get-rich-quick scheme. I'm sure you have seen those Instagram posts, the ones where beauty pros are posting about how they make 6 figures a year, or how their schedule is fully booked, and how they have this luxury lifestyle just months into the game. And let me tell you, that's not the reality for most of us. Now, I'm not going to say that's not possible, because it is completely possible, but I'm trying to just shine light in the fact that it does take time. And sometimes those posts or those advertisements kind of diminish how much work it takes to get to that point. And in fact, I can't count how many times I've had moments of doubts, wondering why things weren't moving faster, why haven't I get booked up faster? I'm sure a lot of people feel this way, but let's be honest. I feel like we've all felt that pressure. It feels like everyone else is doing it effortlessly while you're over here juggling a million things. And I'm sure it's harder for, if you're a mom running a beauty business, or you got other things going on as well. So trying to get clients, perfecting your craft, and figuring out what the heck you're doing with your business. And after all that hustle, you look in your bank account and you're like, it's not quite where you thought you'd be. But guess what? You're literally not alone. I feel like there's so many of us who are in the same position as you. And, it's important to realize that success doesn't happen overnight. And I'm here to tell you that the journey is absolutely worth it, because if you continue, you'll get to, the luxury lifestyle and, having 6 figures, whatever your goal is, it doesn't matter. I know it sounds cliche, but really hear me out. Building a business and making consistent money takes time. It takes a lot of time. I had to accept recently that my first year in business wasn't going to be filled with big paydays or fully booked days, Instead, what I focus on right now is about planting seeds, nurturing them and knowing that eventually they will grow into something bigger. So it's important to be kind to yourself during this phase. Don't compare your journey to someone else's highlight reel on Instagram, because we see those all the time, And, finally, let's talk about something that can keep us moving forward even on tough days. Goal setting, We hear about setting goals all the time, but it's important to break them down into smaller, actionable steps. Instead of saying, I want to make more money, make it concrete. You know, I want to book, 3 new clients this month, or I'm going to raise my prices by $10 on my next service. Small achievable goals gives you something to work towards and celebrate when you hit them. It's okay if success doesn't happen right away. Building a brand and a loyal, faithful client base takes time, and that is totally normal. So, the other day I was just thinking to myself, and I'm like, and I was telling myself this question. I'm like, why is it taking so long? Why doesn't success come right away? I was just, talking to myself. Well, I thought about it, and there's a couple of things, First, there's the reality that clients need to get to know you, You might have the best skills, the most beautiful place, or the most following on Instagram, but it's going to take time for people to find you and trust you enough to invest in your services or products, whatever. People have to hear about you, see your work, and feel confident in booking with you. One good way that I like to think about it is, when you go like online shopping for something expensive, like for example, I use when I bought my first camera. It was almost like $700. You know how long that camera has been in my shopping cart online? That's a great example because it it's very rare for someone to be like, boom, book, I'm gonna go see this person right away, like right away. For me, it takes some interaction either in personal or online for me to take that initial step. So, the struggles you're facing right now, they're literally part of the journey. The fact that you don't see success and money right away, totally normal. So don't let it discourage you. Just stay consistent, even if it's a little on one day and you're on, full blast another day. Just stay consistent, build those relationships, price your service accordingly, and keep setting those small goals. Your big break is coming, but you got this. Just keep showing up. That's why I say, like, trust is built through consistency. Consistency, it's not flashy, it's not quick, but it's everything. And I'm sure we are tired of hearing it everywhere on all these inspirational posts on Instagram, but it's truly the truth. This means showing up online or sharing your work or engaging with clients or potential clients, even networking with other people in the industry continuously. It's about creating connections and keeping your business in front of your audience constantly, even if that's you showing what you're doing for the day, or if you have an opening, popping up in your stories is important. So let's talk about how you can stay motivated when you're in that hustle phase and success feels like it's a mile away. Step one, what I like to do is shift your mindset. Instead of focusing on how far away success seems, try focusing on how much progress you've made. Did you book a new client this week? Celebrate that. Did you learn a new technique? High five to you. These small wins matter, and they build up over time. Each client you book, each skill you master is a step closer to your goals. You might not see the payback you want today, but you're laying the groundwork. But thank you guys again for listening to the Modern SD. I hope you feel a little bit more inspired and ready to keep going. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, share with a friend who needs it, or leave a review. It helps other estheticians or beauty pros find this podcast. So keep going, keep learning, and I'll see you next time. Bye. For that future success. 2, I will say build relationships. This is so important, and I'm recently kind of understanding how building relationship as beauty providers, we're in the business of relationships. So make sure you're taking the time to connect with your clients or network with providers who are doing the same thing as you. Ask them about their day, listen to them, support them online, make them feel heard and valued. Word of mouth is huge in this industry. I feel like it's the number one marketing tool. Word of mouth. When you create those genuine connections, you build trust, and trust leads to repeat clients and referrals. That's where the real money starts rolling in consistently. Like, I feel like, everybody that I have service, they either brought someone else, or even if someone found me online, they send me to their friends. That's just how it works. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, pricing. Pricing is the never-ending battle of knowing what to charge and when to raise your rates. Look, I've been there. I'm still there. In the beginning, I was too afraid to charge what I was worth. I didn't want to scare people off, or worse, I doubted if my skills were worth a higher price. But let me tell you, undercharging is a mistake many of us make when starting out. It's easy to think that if you're cheaper than others, you'll attract more clients. But in reality, underpricing can devalue your work and keep you stuck in that cycle of low earnings. Okay? Now, I will say, of course, it's important that you are meeting those expectations and keep learning and keep perfecting your craft, because then those prices, like your pricing, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? People don't question it if you're good at what you do, The key is to find balance that reflects your skills and experience and also aligns with what the market can bear, Here's an actual actionable tip is do a little market research. Look at what others in your area are charging, but also factor in your overhead, your expertise, and the experience. When you feel confident in your pricing, stick with it. Your worth is more than just a dollar sign. It's time you start valuing your work accordingly, okay? 3, be patient. As a girly that is not patient at all and want things right away, this is something that is tricky for me, but it's something that I'm learning, and is to be patient.